wearing no Reebok. So just giving Angel Reese her credit for that one, and Wale even doing it. I know we spoke a lot.
I've seen him in other.
Like what? I haven't.
I mean, even with the Anthony Edwards joints, like I've seen him walk other besides Nike.
Yeah,
Anthony
but you got.
Edwards,
I mean, Anthony Edwards because he even did the Anthony Edwards track with him and Pusha T. But again, we talking about
he smoked them joints though.
Oh no, he made. Listen to what I'm saying. When I seen that, I said, "This is why you always will continuously make me proud to sit here and say that you from the DMV area." Because he put them shits on. Like that nigga smoked them jokes. I ain't even gonna hold you. That nigga, he put them jokes on and made me be like, "Damn, I gotta rethink about how I was even gonna try to wear these jokes." I'm not gonna lie to you. One thing about Wale is he is a dressing motherfucker, dog. I don't care how you feel about him, his personal shit, but that nigga can dress his fucking ass off. He put them motherfucking Angel Reese Jones on. He smoked them Jones. And real quick, because we talked so much about Taylor Swift, the fact that I even gave that woman 30 minutes last week, I have to want to give two. And listen to what I'm saying. I know this is going to be a hard pill for a lot of y'all to swallow, but I told y'all should have just listened to me from the first time. And I love when I see other people just recycle what I already told y'all. I told y'all this a year ago. I told y'all that Angel Reese will be the first WNBA player to touch a B. You can argue with your mother if you still debating that one and still fighting that, you fighting with the devil at this point. I'm not here to prove nothing to y'all. So shout out to Angel Reese for being the first. I mean, of course, he only could be a woman because no man, unless he about to be on some super Diddy shit, can walk in the Victoria's Secret Joan. But shout out to Angel Reese for being the first athlete to walk in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And that's why I say and told y'all it's easy to sit here and just go the Stephen A route and believe them when they tell you who the face of. Let's be clear, the most watched WNBA game ever was, of course, whatever that Clock and Reese game was, and it was like 2-some million. Let me tell you how many people going to watch. Way more than 2 million people going to watch this Victoria's Secret show. For women who don't watch sports, don't give a fuck about the WNBA, guess what they will be? They will be watching that Victoria's Secret. So when we talking about crossover and popularity, Angel Reese continuously just reaches to a whole different. She just playing in a whole different playground right now. So like, if you trying to you still fighting Caitlin Clark is more popular, you just fucking lying to yourself at this point. Like it's no other way.
When do it come on?
I believe it come on.
Because I remember it used to be a big thing. Like I haven't seen it in a while. That's why I went.
Because at one point in time, what's the name? Kind of like pushed it out the Fenty junk, pushed it out of the kind of pushed it out of the water. So they took a break for like, I want to say they maybe took a break for like a year or two. It come on, I want to say Wednesday, October 15th. So, but of course, for women, I don't know nothing about this shit. I do know that you're absolutely right. At one point in time, Victoria's Secret was the biggest fucking, especially for lingerie models, was the biggest fashion show for women. And then, like I said, for a minute, Savage took they kind of like pushed them out the way because they started to do this Fenty fashion show. But then I forgot what the fuck, Rihanna did something that people kind of got upset with, and they kind of like, and then she ended up stopped doing the Fenty fashion show or the lingerie show or whatever case may be. But a shout out to Angel Reese. But that's on the popular side. Now let's get to realistically when we talking about arguably, and this shit hate to hurt my heart because I'm just one of them people I just kind of like to go against I don't want to be the person where it's like, hey, I just started watching a sport, let me go pick the most popular team. So that was that's my only reason why I'm not an OD Asia Wilson fan, and I kind of went more in the Fisa Kalia. But dog, when you sitting here just talking about pure fucking God, give me the fucking ball and get out of my way. Though Asia Wilson, by far, realistically, she could realistically retire right now. You can argue that she the greatest women's basketball player of all times. And ain't too many people like I even sit here and make sure I screenshotted her, and that's why I sit here and say like when we have these conversations, we got to be a little bit more honest. Let's just run down her stat line real quick because Asia Wilson literally could retire right now, and there's probably only people who you could still make an argument for because they got one more championship will be Maya Moore and Cheryl Swoops. But 3-time WNBA champion, 4-time MVP, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time All-Star, 2-time WNBA scoring champ, 2 times WNBA Finals, 2018 Rookie of the Year, NCAA championship, 2-time Olympic and gold medalist, 2024 Olympic MVP, 2018 College Player of the Year, and 2014 High School Player of the Year. So again, like I said, Asia Wilson could realistically, only realistically to me, you only other 2 players that you can kind of put in that conversation with her, and just because they got more championships than her, is Cheryl Swoops and Maya Moore. And you probably lean a little bit more Maya Moore because her teams wasn't as stacked as those Houston Comets teams when Cheryl Swoops won the 4 championships. But those are the only other two, like, the people that, like, you can have a real conversation with. Like, I know people try to, like, throw the Diana Taurasi thing, and like, she ain't got enough rings, dog. She just don't. So it's like, that shit sound cool, but she just ain't got enough.
Yeah, she the only woman that won MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year.
Like I said, Breonna Stewart got a lot of college Jones, but she ain't got enough of the W Jones. Well, no, her and Breonna Stewart may be tied for her. No, they may be. I think
Shorty
Breonna
got Stewart too.
No, she got 3. She got 2.
Oh, 2 in Seattle.
2 in Seattle. Because, I mean, Drew Lloyd got 2. I think, I want to say both of them was on the same team together. I want to say she got 2 in Seattle and then 1 in New York. So that give her 3, and then she got 4. Like, and again, let's be clear. Sometimes for some people, if your game and the Stewie game is a little bit more, it's a little bit more quiet. It's not as like I be kind of like sometimes I be looking at Stewie. I be feeling like I'm looking at an old woman play basketball sometimes. So that's maybe one of the reasons why. But again, like I said, man, shout out to Asia Wilson. You have to just give credit where credit is due, though. Like that game. Not even game 4, but that game 3 fucking when she hit that shot on game 3 over. And the only thing,
but how did that even happen?
What you mean?
The game 3. How did it come down to a game? It came down to a game winner. Because I turned it off because they was
they kind of was taking their foot off the gas. I felt like they kind of been they did that shit. Yeah, you absolutely right. Because the Aces was up. They was shit. I'm gonna say they was up damn near by almost 20.
Yeah, 25, I think. At one point.
Yeah, so they kind of took their foot off the gas. And matter of fact, Kalia Copper kind of went off. I think she ended up with like 30-something, and majority of her 30 points came in toward like that second half, like that third and fourth quarter. So, I mean, probably realistically, that's what it was. But again, winning that game winning shot over, and I hate, and this is why I say with some of these blog pages, like, and it is true. I mean, they're not even married yet, but they are
that's wild.
They are fiancés. I just hate that people kind of use that as a headline, and that shit to be blowing me because it's like you kind of trying to make a joke of it, where it's like I seen like them little small hip blood pages. Oh, she's the first person ever in history of sports hit a game winning shot over 2 married couples. Like, bro, like, you know, the fuck? Why did you have to add that to it? It's like you trying to make it a joke for your audience who don't already watch the WNBA, but you know for a fact that this topic is trending so much and people are praising her. You trying to kind of like water down what she accomplished. Like, I'm not a fan of that shit. Like, that's just, to me, it's just like, it's just sucker shit. Niggas be trying to do shit for clicks and views. I ain't a fan of that shit. But again, like I said, man, shout out to Asia Wilson. You can't like, I don't know what she can do to kind of become more popular as a player.
I feel like she is popular as a player.
Yeah, she popular for people who actually watch basketball. But I'm sitting here saying, like, realistically, I mean, in the perfect world, you would want people to treat Asia Wilson the way they treat Angel Reese.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of more of a.
It's popular.
No, it's not popular. I think it's looks wise. She is more of Angel Reese is more of a she is a model, so she is more like her face wise. She's more likable, but when it comes to like basketball, actual, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but that's why I get what you're saying. But I think even for and maybe of course, and sometimes this is just a men and a woman thing. I think sometimes for men, a man don't. I mean, I get what you're saying. I do agree with what you're saying. Of course, of course, people don't want to say it that way. But you're right. Angel Reese is a better looking woman. She looks more like a model, so it's easier to plug her into her having. Again, I forgot to even talk about that. Her having the Juicy Couture collaboration and her doing the Victoria's Secret. So it's easier to put her in some of those things. But if this was men's and this was the NBA, majority of the people would try to push a lot of the shit that Angel was getting, kind of like, if this was the men, like if this is LeBron and this Steph, you kind of make them get them commercials. Like, you don't sit here and just go off of because.
Yeah, see, I think that's like.
You kind of look at it like the joke if you want, because I kind of thought about that as well.
Not even a joke. That's like, all right, you Angel Reese is Shea Alexander. All right, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a baby face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
for sure, of course.
But so then Asia Wilson is more of a, you know what I'm saying?
LeBron.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, okay, yeah, LeBron. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like she's still. I feel like she's still popular in a big house and the whole name. I just feel like, yeah, she don't get all the model looks. That's all I think. Because you got to think about even them commercials that she had. The little what's the little damn commercials? Them little car commercials. So I'm like I said, she be in stuff. I just don't think she got the the model face.
I mean, you might be right. It's just kind of hard to put my finger on it because I kind of be like, damn. It's just like. I do feel like she do deserve a little bit more recognition, and maybe that just because her personality, like she's a little bit more standoffish. She's not as, I mean, of course, after she win the championship and she get drunk, she get to popping her shit. So I mean, let's be clear, she does have a personality, but I just think that she doesn't show her personality off as much. Like even
I wish I would have sent you this clip, but she got a what's the name issue. Like,
oh yeah, she kind of she was on the spectrum. She even talked about it, and that's why even her having a New York Times bestseller, that's how much of a big deal that was.
What's name bought it out of?
Don Staley,
because they were saying that's like she kind of started making her be more vocal.
Oh yeah, and make her read out loud and shit. Yeah. You're absolutely right. I remember her telling that story. You're absolutely right. I just can't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was or how that became a thing. But like I said, man, shout outs to Asia Wilson. You just got to give credit where credit is due, though. She is like, man, when she hit that fucking shot, I'm like, oh my God, dog. Like that shot was tough as hell. And then it was just like how the clock was like literally on. It was like 2.2. Of course, her jersey number is 22. Like that shit was just so fire. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I trust and believe. I'm gonna be honest. Just my last take on this one will be, I don't know what Reebok is gonna have to do, but Reebok gonna have to tighten up on their, because like, let's be clear, Angel Reese is doing her shit. Them shoes is only selling because she is her. And the reason why I say that Reebok got to tighten up, like Allen Iverson he just put out a book. He did a Breakfast Club interview. He did a John with him and Stephen A. He done done his runs. He done I want to say Good Morning America. He done a bunch of interviews, and I want to say he even got a documentary coming out on Prime. And I'm just like, Reebok is kind of fumbling the ball, because it's like this would be the perfect time to kind of do a fucking crossover jump. Like, all right, if Angel Reese shoes is the Jones is moving the Reebok jump to me, okay, and you kind of Allen Iverson is having his moment. To me, if I'm Reebok, this would be the perfect time. Let me put out some new Iversons and let me kind of find a way to kind of incorporate the two to sell extra more shoes where they can kind of both do the heavy lifting on. I just feel like Reebok does a horrible job when it comes to kind of like marketing. And at this point, you kind of putting all of the weight on just a popular fucking 23-year-old where you kind of not doing none of the hard work. Because I can only imagine if Angel Reese was a Nike athlete and she was doing all this Victoria's Secret and all this shit, bro, Nike would be milking the shit out of this right now. And I feel like Reebok is kind of like just fumbling the ball with that situation. Just my last thing, I guess, on the W before I do want to sit here. I seen these two black women were talking about Ellie the elephant, and I'm sure for most people, if you are even familiar with the WNBA, if you've seen the New York Liberty's mascot, realistically, she probably is the most popular New York Liberty, and that's not no disrespect to their players. Not all the teams got mascots, but she the only mascot that people give a fuck. Hell yeah!
I never seen no. I think that's the only one I seen.
Yeah, no, she just the bar.
Ellie. Hey, so when we first introduced Ellie in 2021, Ellie didn't have a braid. She had a curl, and the curl wouldn't stay curled. And, you know, as a black woman, you just get creative and you're like, we got to figure something out. And so braided it one game and it looked amazing. And then, you know, the players all come in and walk the tunnel with their tunnel fits. And Chrissia was like, can Ellie walk the tunnel? And I was like, now this is for the players, but let's see how it goes. It completely blew up. We knew that Ellie needed to be a woman. We knew that Ellie needed to represent Brooklyn and New York. And we just got lucky in that the person who is in the costume actually from Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of what you see is a combination of them and Chrissia Long, who's our senior director of entertainment, and Shanae Rivers, who works with Chrissia, and myself and our CEO, all black women who are completely leaning into Ellie and helping shape and elevate the Ellie brand. When we first introduced,
I got a question for y'all real quick. Oh yeah, real quick, because we didn't get into music for real.